Hey, what's going on, everybody? We're here at Capital One Arena. Cardell Dudley here, Wilson Turpay Jr. The Washington Wizards, a short while ago, just finished selecting Troy Brown out of University of Oregon. If you guys paid attention to us during our recaps, the pre-draft workout recaps, even during our draft series, he's one of the guys that we labeled as a possible pick for the Wizards. That did indeed happen. They selected him with the 15th pick overall. Even looking at Wizard Twitter, the reaction in the media room, there's obviously a lot of people. When you think about what was on the board, we talked a lot about what we consider a priority for Washington heading into this draft.
Right.
From that standpoint, hearing Troy Brown's name called when Robert Williams was on the board, has a lot of people kind of flummoxed at the moment, disappointed, and just trying to make sense of why. Just trying to find the why behind it, because there is adequate wing depth here in this building. One of the things, again, going back to it being a priority, was you needed a big that could run with these wings that you have. You needed a big that can play above the rim. So again, this is why we not only us but many people felt that this was a priority. That a big was a priority. That being said, the pick was made. We just heard from Ernie and Scott Brooks. Just initial thoughts.
I mean, like you just said, it was kind of shocking. It's obvious what the glaring need is front court help. You have all the perimeter talent in the world. Only my guess is they would draft Troy Brown maybe if they, looking at, but everything is fit. And for what this team needs is front court help, because teams all season preyed on pick and roll, getting one of the bigs on the guards, and they ISO went to work. That's pretty much how they lost to the Raptors. And and obviously Cortez aging in a year. You have Markeith and whatnot. As talented as he is, you're not sure what you're gonna get night to night. All that. So you need somebody that's athletic, a big that can run, catch lobs, rebound, do the dirty work, and most importantly, guard the pick and roll. Because that, man, I mean, every night, we saw them lose the bad teams. We saw them, and they basically had to try to outscore all the teams, because they would get down. Look how many games where they would get down 20 or 30 at the half, and then they will have to fight back. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a moment. But like you said, you got to wait for the night to play out. Still more picks to go. They still have a second round pick. There still won't be, to me, some talented bigs that they can take a chance on to bring in the camp. So there's a lot of question marks today, even with Aaron Brooks and what they had to say. Minutes not even guaranteed for the kid. He got to earn it. So,
which again, going back to what we initially said when we heard this, makes it all plays into what made this initially shocking.
Right.
And again, I'm going to try to, be an objective here, because we don't want anybody to, we've already seen some people trying to start to bash the kid. The kid didn't draft himself.
Right.
I do think there's a fit. One of the things, we kept hearing about the kid was his IQ. Another thing I liked about, you talked about the shooting percentages. He admitted as much during his pre-draft interviews. Shot selection played a big role in some of, his percentages. The fact that he knows that makes me feel a little bit better about it. But again, going back to a priority and what was needed, what we knew was a priority, what we've seen is a bigger issue here as a roster is constructed. Again, there could be impending moves. We're not going to know that. No one's going to sit up here and tell us that after, if that's the first domino to fall. We're not going to know until, everyone else knows. But, like you said, they still have a second round pick. Who are some of the bigs you think they may be able to identify in the second round?
It depends on who's there. One kid I'm definitely looking at, UNLV, they came to work out Brian McCoy. If he's there, I say get him. You can't get another guard. It's just, like, think about it. Not even including Troy Brown, you have 6 guards, especially when Jody Meeks come back. So you got Wall, Bill Porter. Then as of now, you got Oubre, Satoransky, Jody Meeks, and Tim Frazier's still there.
Yeah.
So that's 7 guards that he has to compete with just to get on the floor. And that's why it's alarming. So, like I said, we gotta wait for things to play out. Maybe some other things coming up that they pick the kid for another team.
For all we know, this could make more sense in 30 minutes from now,
but right now,
an hour from now, or tomorrow. But
right now, it just it don't make no sense, and then we're not alone. The whole meeting was like, what?
Yeah.
So wait and see type of deal.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and that's the toughest part about it was a clear priority, a clear void. We heard rumors earlier today about a couple bigs on the roster possibly being moved. That hasn't happened as of yet. So again, just there's reason for people to feel the way they feel. You are definitely warranted in that. I would just say just remain a little bit patient because we don't know how this ends up. Say they come out the second round with Brandon McCoy, or if things work out that way, Omari Spellman, you come out of this with one of those two bigs. You look at this a little bit differently, or this situation is at least salvaged on from the part that we can see, because we're not in the draft room, we're not in the war room. We don't know what the plans are ideally. But again, what did you think about some of the other picks in the first round? Because we talked about you've been high on Bamba for like a couple years.
So I'm checking my college school right. I'm just gonna say I think he could be the best player in the draft as he continues to grow his offensive game. I love the pick, and with the Magic, which further amplifies the need. Like, you better get big.
Because that's
these
what
bigs promise. These bigs promise. You already got to deal with Embiid just to get out the East, so that's hell. You got to deal with Al Horford, who tortures the Wizards, and even Greek freaking those guys. So if this kid, Bamba do what I expect him to do, then that's even more. So before you even get to the West, so you can't even match up with that. You got to get, regardless. Then the Wizards just lose 6 games to the Raptors?
Yes.
All right, so
where
Valanciunas, Ibaka, OG, and all those guys, they went to work. So you need bigs to deal with it. And it wasn't perimeter got ate up inside. Because Wall and Bill took, they pretty much canceled out DeRozan and Lowry. So that's what happened. So, I like what that happened. I like Phoenix, what they're doing with Ayton, pairing them with Booker, Chris, and, Jackson. They got a nice young core. They get it together. It could be nasty. Atlanta, Trae Young trading for him. Obviously, I think they, had nothing in this road.
Yep.
So, they about to move on and get him. Let's see.
What do you think about the Clippers going with the two, not Zaire? So they ended up, the Clippers get Shy from Kentucky, Jerome Robinson, to kind of try to reboot, going to Doc Rivers in LA. Kind of trying to reboot, that backcourt.
They got big and athletic and guards that can do multiple things, and most importantly, they can defend and they compete. So Doc, not just him, Jerry West over there. So pay close attention to what they're doing and stuff like that. So they showing up the perimeter because that was kind of their weakness and everything like that. So the lottery, I feel like they made great picks for what they needed.
Right.
And
you
what
feel
was
like
available. Everybody
got kind of an idea.
Yeah, even next with the Knox, I get. Well, Knicks fans always boo, but whatever. I love that pick from him.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because even with Porzingis as he heals and rehabs his injury or whatnot. I mean, I'm just looking at I want to see my Beasley out there together offensively. Like that could be nasty.
I mean, just think about the combinations you can throw together, knowing that you got a guy that could swing 3, 4, and someone has to be accounted for on the by the opposing defense.
Right.
You have to find a guy, like you said, put him out there with Bees. That's not going to be fun in the least bit, trying to find who's where.
Offensively,
defensively is a different story. But the other thing is, with Fizdale out there, it's going to be interesting how he fits into all that. Right. Ideally, they drafted their starting small forward to go with that backcourt of Moutier and Nita Killer. And like you said, Porzingis is going to be out for a year. Just to see his growth, I think it was a solid pick as the Knicks try to, finally get themselves headed in the right direction. You had the trade with Philly with Mikal Bridges. Right. Going to Phoenix, Zaire Smith going to Philly.
That's another, versatile wing that they got a nice young core in Phoenix, man. They could just get together, that coach, and get them going. Hey, I like Doncic going to Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Paired with Dennis Smith, I would love her. I mean, Van Harrison Barnes, I love it. They got a nice little perimeter, talent out there.
Yeah.
And I like, we was in obviously interviewing Ernie and all them. I saw the draft for Dante DiVincenzo from Villanova came through, and he's going to the Bucks. And the Bucks stay getting veteran college players. They got it done that accomplished to come and show that up.
Brogdon.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Brogdon and all that. So Jabari years ago, they keep him.
Yeah.
So smart draft picks all along so far from what we know, because we had to step out. So we got to get back and get caught up.
So we're looking forward to see how the rest of this, the first round plays out, second round as well. So, stay updated with us on social media per usual. And make sure you check out the IG Live channels.
Yes.
We do a good job of trying to, upload a lot of our content, exclusive content, as Cardell said. Get over to finalsmag.com, mymonosports.com, and we'll see you guys on the Focus TV Monday night, 5:30 Eastern. Because, we're changing the day just for this week because we got Mystic Studio on Tuesday. So again, from Capital One, we got Carter Dudley and Wilson Tarvay Jr. We'll see you guys later.
Y'all put Montana, baby.
I knew it was